Welcome back, Factory fans. In the last episode of our Factorio Space Age series, we set up electromagnetic science on Fulgora, and now with science flowing from Gleba, Vulcanus and Fulgora, it's time for a major systems cleanup. Today, we'll secure Gleba with walls and defense, fix the power shortages on Vulcanus and Fulgora, and tackle Nauvis' copper crisis. Let's get everything running smoothly before we take our big leap forward. Now, with our electromagnetic science coming in and doing all this cool research, I'd really love to start doing quality modules, but I think it's probably wiser to fix some of our problems in our base before we add new things to it. And the first thing that we need to obviously fix is Gleba, because Gleba's been attacked over here, I think. And yeah, now it's having issues. So we need to go over to Gleba and fix everything. I'm going to request 40 cliff explosives on SS power to bring with us, and then we're just going to fly straight over, and we should be able to fly back and forth with SS power to sort anything else out that we need. Well, our personal roboport is finished. Probably won't upgrade that for now. We don't have any more purple science right now, so I'm just going to weave in some regular research in between. So stuff like low density structure efficiency, maybe some... We don't need more physical projectile damage, but things like maybe scrap recycling productivity. That sounds very useful, but I don't have purple science. But anyway, yeah, just probably some of this stuff. Where's my mining productivity going? Well, we'll make some steel productivity and do some mining. Well, mining's already at 7, so maybe we'll just do steel. 5, 6, yeah, that'll keep them busy for a while. And then when we get more purple science, we'll continue our research for electromagnetic science stuff. But for now, we need to go. So let's travel to space platform, SS power. Alright, I think we're here now. Anything else we're missing, we'll just grab later. Oh, actually, before we go, I was going to send a couple of productivity 3 modules. While we're there, we might as well upgrade the planet a little bit, right? So let's just double check how many we have in the bank. We've got like 200 of those and 50 of those. Okay, that's fine. So let's do that. We'll request 50 productivity modules, I think. 100 speed modules, maybe. It won't take long to get this onto the ship if they're already available. Alright, it's all arrived. Let's go. Alright, we made it to Gleba. I just got to turn off the... I don't know if I wanted to wait around or just go back home. I don't think I need anything from home, but just in case, I'm going to send it back home to grab stuff. It's already gone back home, but I want to change it to basically just cancel the conditions. I'll reset these up later. Don't want to pick up any more of these when we get home. Oh, we do want to go to Nauvis. Alright, great. Cool. Alright, we've got a lot of issues here to sort out. First of which, let's take a look. We need to get the power back on, so our heating towers have dropped to 500 degrees. It's cool that they stop at 500 degrees and don't just keep going. But how do we get our heating towers back up? We're going to have to like manually chuck in some stuff, probably spoilage. So let me grab a bunch of spoilage. We don't have any like dense stuff to use, so let me just chuck in spoilage. Hopefully that will power it for a bit, just enough to get us started. All right, cool. That's got it kind of started. Now we need to go quickly get some actual source of fuel. Wow, burned through all that spoilage so quick. Let me go try to get one of my farms online. Probably this one over here. I've separated the power from the base so it doesn't just burn through all of this instantly. Now I'm going to clear this spoilage belt manually. That's one of the big problems, is that this spoilage belt is full. Over here, I think, is where I clear it. I think one of the big problems is, well, I do have spoilage handling at the end. I think when the power cuts out, it just kind of kills the whole system. Spoilage alone is not enough to power the system. That's one of the main problems. That's alright. Once your Marco gets flowing, we can power everything. And once we power everything, we'll get the jelly nut farm going and then get everything going again. And then we'll work on building new stuff. Okay, I saw our first Yamakos. There's light at the end of the tunnel. Alright, let's chuck in some spoilage. Hopefully that'll keep everything powered for a bit. Alright, with everything powered now, I'm going to go and check on my Yamako farm, see if that's coming through. Could use my seeds to power stuff, but I kind of want to save my seeds at the moment. There's no power going here. Alright, that's fine. We can now power some stuff, especially the ones going down this way. There's no way I can cut power to my whole base, so hopefully the power towers I've cut out there is good enough. 512. Yeah, it's not really maintaining too much temp, but we might need to chuck some seeds. Maybe like a little bit of seeds in here, because they have a lot higher... No, not really that much higher fuel density, but it'll keep it going for a bit. Hopefully until the Yamako starts. Clear the rest of this Yamako belt while I'm waiting. There we go. Some Yamako has finally arrived, and that should get everything powered. Alright, cool. All the Yamako is just going to power this for now. I don't want to kickstart the system yet. I just want to keep these burners online, so the Yamako can just be burnt for now, and I'm happy with that. What I'm going to do is get the jelly nut farm sorted first, so I need weaponry for that. Alright, with the jelly nut farm fixed now, we can reconnect some of the stuff. So over here, for example, I think there was a tower here and a tower here. I need some construction bots. I don't know where all my construction bots are. I'm going to send some more over from SS Power. I'm going to keep some spoilage on me to restart the rest of the system in a bit, but I'm okay with power now. So wow, we've got heaps of power. So we can reconnect everything basically. I got to remember where I put all my old, there was like towers everywhere. I have no idea where they go. Maybe here. I think there was one here maybe. There's got to be one here somewhere. Nope. And there's had to be one up here somewhere, right? There, everything is connected now. So if I go here, I should be able to see that there's power, right? Nope, still no power. Something over here is disconnected. Wait, there is power. What happened? We're gonna trace the power. There's some power issue over there. I must be missing like a big tower. Let me bring both types of towers over. There's no power. Why? Oh, this thing's destroyed. Should have brought all three types of power stations over. We don't have infinite time because we're burning all of our Yamako at the moment, and we don't have infinite seeds, so we need to do this reasonably quick. We've got a few seeds, so we're not too worried. We've got to get everything online pretty soon. We've got all the minutia required to get things running, but we're going to fix all this episode, so stay tuned. Great, Jelly Nut's back online, hopefully. I have some construction drones here. Now, what actually happened here? Like something came and killed everything. Like I feel like a pentapod egg came and just like whacked everything here, and then the lasers took care of it. Because it doesn't look like there's a nest anywhere in the pollution zone. Weird, right? We're not actually getting attacked by anything, otherwise things would be heavily destroyed. Interesting. Alright, it doesn't matter. Let's not try to figure out what happened. Let's just try to resolve future problems. So hopefully we've got some jelly nut coming through now. Where's the jelly? Yeah, I see some jelly nut coming through. All right, with jelly nut coming through and with this coming through, we're all sweet to kick off our process again. So we know how to do that. We need to build some nutrients and get everything going. So this is going through here. We don't want to do that anymore. We want it to go through here. Well, it can still go through here temporarily until we get a new fuel source going. But this thing needs nutrients. So let's give it some nutrients so we can make nutrients. And then let's give the nutrient machine some nutrients so it can start making nutrients and the whole system can start going again. There you go. Jelly's going. Yamako's going. Just like that, the system is fully restarted and everything is working again. No stress, guys. No stress. Very easy to restart the system. And once the system is restarted, we can stop doing crazy stuff like this and get everything going normally again. Also, want to fix this thing over here. This is our seed belt thing. We just want to tack on the rockets on the back of the seed belt for rocket stuff. Fantastic. All that should be working now. I'll reconnect a couple more powers and stuff that I destroyed while I was testing and fixing stuff. Maybe like over here and one back here maybe. This tiny bit of useless solar panel back here. We will probably set up a proper solar panel bay because now I have this amazing thing. Wait, where's my cliff explosives? Didn't I send them down? SS Power, did you not send down the cliff explosives? Send some robots down. I definitely sent down cliff explosives. Where are they? That's BS. I have 50 construction bots here. Where's all my stuff that I sent? Did it send it back down to Nauvis? It sent it back down to Nauvis in there, you freaking muppet. Everything that I requested before was sent back down to Nauvis, wasn't it? Oh my god. Alright, well might as well send down all of this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, you can have some of these as well. Then we'll go back to Nauvis. Man, I swear like this thing needs to be better at sending the right stuff to the right planet. I don't have to do this crap again. Alright, import from Nauvis. We'll do it again. 40 cliff explosives. We want the productivity modules, 300 of those. And these. 50. I thought I was being really clever and had everything sorted out perfectly, but no, apparently I'm an idiot. I should have stopped on this planet manually for a second, made sure everything bloody dropped to the planet, because none of that is reliable in the UI. literally, like, you think if I go there and I go drop to planet, and while I'm traveling, if I have everything in my orbital slots, once it arrives at that planet, it will just drop everything in the orbital slots and me off on the planet, right? No, it doesn't do that apparently, because I don't see no productivity modules 3 here, neither do I see anything else that I sent, like my cliff explosives. And without that, I can't really do anything, because I was going to explode the cliffs and start expanding my base. Don't forget, you'll need some pentapod eggs to restart this process to get agricultural science started again. And now we have everything started again. I've also added this spoilage to carbon thing, so I'm just going to wait for my cliff explosives to arrive so I can route it into the system. I've just done it over here because I can't find anywhere better to do it where it can get nutrients and spoilage. Like, ideally I'd like to get it at the end where spoilage exists, but I can't find anywhere, so I've just added a requester chest to get bots to give 100 spoilage whenever it can. We don't need a lot of carbon since, you know, carbon fiber is always full, but anyway, that will allow us to stop requesting carbon from space. I'm gonna get rid of that request. Now that I finally have cliff explosives, I can do all the fun stuff that I've wanted to do, such as destroy these cliffs. Oh my god. Cliffs have been so annoying. And with those cliffs destroyed, I can finally hook things up from like up here and hook things up from here to go down. So this is the carbon belt. So I need it to go out from here. Just trying to figure out a good spot right here. And boom, we've got local carbon now. Awesome. We don't have to import that stuff ever again. Ah, this can be spoilage too. Right, so this has to be carbon. And we need a spoilage thingy-mabob that goes this way. And then it goes into this box. That's so dumb. Spoilage just goes straight back into itself. But yeah, have some spoilage. And you can age carbon. Let's test that's all working. Yep, carbon's going out here. It's going around the back. And it should tack into this belt. Let me get rid of some of the spoilage on this belt that I've put in there by mistake. Great. So that should get carbon fiber going locally. We can have a full box of carbon fiber if we really wanted to now. Let's test it out. Don't need to go too ham on it. But yeah, that's fantastic. So the next step that I want to do is have the rest of the stuff needed for defense to be produced locally and also move my farms in. What I mean by that is I have overgrowth soil now. And I'm going to test it, but I think with the overgrowth soil, what do we need for this? Oh, we need biter eggs. Okay, so we're going to ship some biter eggs over. A lot of biter eggs. Oh crap, that means we need to get the biter infrastructure working again. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to use the biter eggs to make overgrowth soil, right? And then we can use that overgrowth soil to build a new farm closer to home. So it's not like so far out. And that way we can defend it easier. Like we can probably make a Yamako farm, we can make a jelly nut farm right here on this soil. And we can make a Yamako farm down there somewhere a little bit closer, like here maybe. I don't know if that's worth doing, but let me give this overgrowth soil a try and then we'll find out. We'll definitely need to send you back, but we're going to send you back with some stuff. Now we can, now we can set the custom minimum payload to be like 200 flux. And then we can just request 200. Like one rocket of flux. Apparently batteries were backed up on Fulgora and no more pink science was being produced, but I fixed that. I added a battery overflow, accumulator overflow, sorry, so that we can keep making accumulators. I don't know why this stuff doesn't occur in testing, but it occurs here. Because I never had to worry about batteries in testing. It was weird. But we might have to do like a battery overflow and dismantling process, because if batteries are going to keep getting backed up, then obviously it's going to be a problem. Let's just add a couple of bays for now, just so I don't have to worry about it while I'm dealing with Gleba. But yeah, as long as they keep making accumulators, batteries should never back up, in theory. How do I prioritize this? Is there a wire that can be like, if the batteries is 0, then take this one? Yeah, there is, right? If I go green circuit and hook it up to that, this one's on read contents, and this one should go not use filters, but enable if batteries is greater than 0. Batteries is equal to 0, then we do stuff. We'll do less than 1, that way it doesn't stop. Okay, so it'll hopefully drain the batteries out of this belt and keep the process going and make some more science. Holmium is empty now, so we can start feeding it the other way. Yep, electromagnetic science is going again. We can drain the rest of the holmium more. We'll keep an eye on this process and continue our work on Gleba. Alright, after much faffing about, which is, I had to recapture this biter nest using these remote turrets again. But as you can see, I've tried a few different placements. This one ended up doing the trick and recaptured both those nests. I had Flux re-imported over, so the nests are mine again. I've set this to 300 biter eggs, and we're doing shipments of 300 biter eggs now over to Gleba. And on Gleba, I've got this artificial overgrowth soil thing ready to go. So hopefully I can create my own jelly farm really close to base now, over here somewhere. Like a little bit out of the way, maybe like diagonally out of the way. Because I feel like I want to expand my base out this way a little bit. The other plan I have for my base is I want everything produced locally. So all of these belts and poles and stuff, I want to produce locally. Because if... the reason for this is because if we look at the evolution, right? You'll notice that there's evolution on Gleba, and our evolution percentage is only 50%, right? So once that goes to 100%, we're going to get these crazy monsters on Gleba destroying our base, and we can't assume that the jelly nut farm is not going to get attacked by evolution stuff. So we definitely need to sort that out so that it can defend itself fully. And to truly be able to defend itself, the base needs to be able to produce its own construction materials to rebuild itself, right? So I need to sort of extend out the base like maybe this way, and then we'll do the jelly nut farm up here, and over here we'll do like a little bus or something to start using the excess materials from here to create things that we need. Now, why have you stopped working? What? Oh man, why is there spoilage on this belt? Why is there spoilage on this belt? What? That doesn't make any sense. The spoilage here is fully backed up. I have too much spoilage in my system and I can't handle it. Is this not working? Temperature less than 900 degrees. It's at 1000 degrees. Why are you still burning this? I don't understand. Stop doing this. Take this out and keep burning spoilage and eggs. I don't know why this one's thing isn't working. You can do that. I don't mind you doing that. But only when the temperature is under 900. If it's over 900, burn the other stuff. I love how like things just don't work. This thing's not set to read temperature. I see. Things don't work because I don't make it work. But yeah, there we go. Spoilage is being burnt again, which is excellent. And things will start working again. Let me help it out a little bit. All the spoilage here is like fully clogged. Alright, let me really help you out a bit. Gleba is still a very delicate system. When one thing sort of topples, everything still topples, unfortunately. But when everything's running smoothly in my system, it's kind of fine. We should always continuously make improvements to this so that there's less issues and backing up. Like I did finally add spoilage handling to the back of this Yamako belt. Why is there so much spoilage? Holy moly. This spoilage box is full. There's like too much spoilage for this poor thing to handle. Let me add a second thing. There you go. Surely that drains faster than it comes, right? Great. Everything's going again. All copper. Now we've got copper. We put some productivity 3 modules in some stuff, so hopefully that helps. And we've got speed 3 modules, so we're gonna strategically use the speed 3, especially around the copper area. How do I get into here but can't get out? That's like the biggest bug in this game, I swear. You can get into places very easily, but you can't get out. I don't know how they've done collision handling, but it's really weird. But basically what I'm planning to do is get some speed 3 modules going in here. That way we can produce our raw materials a little bit faster. And with faster raw material production, we can basically get... well, we get more raw materials, and we should, in theory, get a surplus of raw materials. And with that surplus, we should be able to create some sort of main bus using the copper and the iron and build all the stuff that we need for like gears and whatnot. Anyway, that's a hope anyway, so that we can make conveyor belts, inserters, and all that fun stuff on site. Just in case this main base gets attacked, right? And then we've got to obviously defensive wall this up properly. At the moment, we've done a really hack job with laser turrets, but we want to put a proper turret wall along the main base as well. Alright, lots of work to do. I'll come back when that's all done. Alright, check it out. We've made a few minor additions. So we have got this new little process over here to make lubricant, and that just takes any excess jelly off the back of the system. We used to be burning that jelly, but now we're converting that jelly into lubricant, and that lubricant is being fed into our new little system over here, which is just tacking off the back of every single belt to create various things like all the gears and the circuits and stuff. Any excess materials that's not being used in the main system is going to go over here, and this is going to now just make all our essential stuff on site over here, which is fantastic. So that's 3 items down. Now we've got to get the power and all the other fun stuff, so I'll work on that. I'll be right back. Just get all these inserters, checking the logistics network, so these are only going to be functioning when we need them. We don't want them producing tons and tons of belts, inserters and splitters on the planet. So okay, we've done that. Now we're going to work on the next section. I believe this is all the basics. So we've got our belts, inserters and splitters. We've got our inserters over here, and we've got our power towers over here. That should be the basic infrastructure that needs replacing if we get attacked. So that should be all automated now. We just got to set up the defense walls. I've done a little bit of a change of mind when it came to moving the farm itself. That's going to be a long-term project because I tested how much of this overgrowth soil we actually need, and we probably need like 400 or 500 to make a proper patch of farm, because 4 makes, well, we need at least 100, because 4 soils will make up one sort of block, and there's 25 blocks, so we need about 100 of these. And to make 100 of these, we're going to need a lot more seeds, and seeds we don't have a lot of. So it'll be like a long-term project. When the seed box fills up, we'll just make more, and once we've got 100 soils, we'll set up our new jelly nut farm closer by. But for now, we're going to extend the defense of everything up to the jelly nut farm, and yeah, well, everything should be sorted after that. And we're going to put up the defense for our main base too. Alright, I'll be right back. Alright, that's our main base done. It's all defended now. We've got an entire perimeter of rocket turrets, so I'm no longer worried. Every rocket turret is also accompanied by a little laser turret just for the little dudes, so hopefully that will be helpful. We've got a few gaps in the wall over here. Let me just grab some more wall. Our Fulgoran science is producing a bit slow because, man, this scrap pile's already been drained by like 100k. That's crazy. Alright, so this scrap pile is not going to last us very long. We've got to like go back to Fulgora and sort this out. But I plan to go back to Fulgora, sort this out, and do quality at the same time. So we'll leave that for now. That's fine. Oh, is that why? I know why this is short on power compared to testing. Of course, because I've got mining things happening here. So of course it's going to be draining tons more power. Like, how much more power does this stuff use? It doesn't say. But a mining drill uses quite a lot of power, right? 306 kilowatts. Not that much more. Plus 240%. Is that like the total consumption? I don't know. Anyway, we're not mining enough. As you can see, these things aren't producing enough. So our production of this stuff is a little bit slow. But slow is better than nothing. Last 10 minutes it's been doing less than 1 per second. But that's fine. Now with this main wall defense done, I'm going to go give the same treatment to the jelly farm. So I'll be right back. And that's it. Our jelly nut farm should be completely secured now with double walls and turrets everywhere. So hopefully that will solve that problem. There's still a bit of laser turrets there, which is great. A little bit of backup defense for the little dudes. But otherwise, we should be good, but only time will tell, really. Now, we need to link the logistics up between these two places, so hopefully the logistics stuff doesn't get destroyed. But yeah, again, only time will tell. I'm hopeful just because there doesn't seem to be like many issues at the moment. Well, what is your problem? Do I not have landfill again? Oh man, landfill is always an issue. Alright, that's fine. I need to get some landfill, otherwise I'm not going to be able to build on all this marsh. But yeah, with all this new base expansion, we're actually very much closer to our jelly nut farm now, so I don't think I need to actually move it over next door. We can, of course, we can just move it next door once we have enough overgrowth soil, but that'll be like a long-term project. So for now, we're just going to leave it. I think we've done enough work on this planet. I can only do Gleba for so long at a time because otherwise I just want to like get the heck off this planet. Ah, here we go. We've got an attack happening. I want to see how my laser turrets fit. Oh no, I baited the attack. Yeah, we're fine. We're fine. I'm not going to go destroy that nest. I'll let it keep attacking, but I will request some stuff over here, like repair kits. Make sure that the bots over here are all good, because I don't want my bots traveling across long distance to do this stuff, obviously. So we've got no requests over here. These are just buffer chests. So I turn this into a requester chest. Obviously, we don't want to request this stuff, but I don't know, like, I don't need to request laser turrets, honestly. I don't have spare laser turrets to request, but we should always request this stuff and have some spare. Additionally, we should always request, wait one sec, let me put some of these in. We should always request some repair kits. There we go. So there should always be some stuff in this chest. Oh, we should request some construction materials as well, because we don't want it to be short on construction materials. 50 belts, 10 inserters, and some splitters should be more than enough. We've got the power towers. Alright, we'll do the big power poles while we're here anyway. We're going to save this as a Gleba output. Great. I think that's everything. If there's more, we'll add it. But I can't think of any more stuff we need to repair this. Anything here? Let me just do this and then it'll tell me everything, right? Well, robo ports, obviously we don't care about robo ports. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything that we need to particularly request for repairs that can't be supplied long distance. The common stuff that will get destroyed all the time is being requested, which is fantastic. These things will eventually expand into bigger nests, but I don't think destroying them will help. I want to fix my problem by creating sustainable defense at this point in the game. So I don't have to keep coming back every time the biters get slightly stronger and then I have to come and add like 2 more turrets or something like that, you know? I just want like a sustainable defense. Everything on this side seems pretty sustainable. I'm just coming over here to double check the stuff over here is all working properly. So we want this. Where's my blue requested chest? That's my regular chest. Didn't I put a blue requested chest here? Well, we've got a bunch of construction materials here, but we should really change this to a blue requested chest. And then we should give it the Gleba defense, Gleba outpost group. How do I search stuff? Gleba outpost. There we go. That way it'll request all the stuff that it's missing. Hopefully. I don't know why it's saying there's like stuff it can't do, but sure. Let's give it some laser turrets. We've got heaps of spare laser turrets now. Is there no construction bots here? There is construction bots here. Give me half my laser turrets. I'm going to build up some new laser turrets here. The laser turrets are reasonably important. And we might get like some more laser turrets imported from elsewhere just to help out. I've got plenty of construction robots everywhere. We should be sweet. Now my iron bacteria is for some reason not keeping up. So I want productivity 3 in them. I don't need you to have productivity 3. You can be like productivity 0 to be honest. Yeah, you have productivity 2. Let's give the iron bacteria productivity 3. And then let's give the speed modules over here as well. So that they can be like super fast. There you go. More iron bacteria. More than you can output into the belt now. Oh man. How is belt output my problem? I don't have anything. Oh wait. No, I can't. I can't even. Wait. I can. Because that one's going directly that way. So if I move that there. I hope I haven't broken anything. I can have another output. There we go. Now we've got infinite iron bacteria. Just like I've done with the copper. So I've upgraded the copper to... Oh, I didn't do productivity 3. I don't have any more productivity 3. But speed 3 is fine. You don't need productivity on this because it doesn't need to be like more productive, right? What it needs to be is just faster. And now this thing is not keeping up with how fast it can take it off the belt. This thing is. But yeah, now hopefully we get more iron. New stuff requires new demands. Always hilarious when that happens, but that's fine. We should have plenty of stuff in the logistics network for now, so it's not like overloaded or anything like that. We've only got 20 of these. You're missing what? Gears? But gears are slowly producing. That's fine. None of this needs to be fast because I don't anticipate everything on Gleba being destroyed really quickly and suddenly we need like 200 of these things. They can just slowly create over time as long as things are all working over time. So I'm just going to check that everything is working. So yeah, our blue circuit producers are producing blue circuits. Our low density polymer and our rocket fuel is all good. So our rocket parts are continuously producing. We've got more science than we can ship. So that's all good. Everything seems to be all good to me. So I'm going to get ready to get off this planet now. I'm going to like dump my inventory and stuff. So bear with me. All right, do believe I've ensured everything is functional. So I'm ready to get off this wretched planet and off we go. I'm going to dump the rest of my inventory and then we're sweet. The sulfur one is struggling for spoilage, believe it or not. But that's fine. Just gotta get all that defensive stuff off my bags and then we're good. We'll catch the next trip out of here and it's almost here. So I will turn off this and then we will go on to the next ship out of here. And I think we've pretty much automated everything here. So to a real quick recap, we've got our this thing walled off. We didn't touch this because the wall seems to be holding. We'll come back if we really need to. We've walled off our main base, which was my big concern this whole time. I was kind of playing this whole game like, oh, I hope my main base doesn't get attacked, because then if they destroy everything, it's going to be a pain in the butt to rebuild. But now I'm not worried anymore, because I've got a full rocket turret wall against it, and everything has ammo, I believe. And we've got ammo on all the belts, and we've got this side walled off, and this side's constantly being attacked by these little dudes over here, but that's fine. Yeah, I do believe we're good. So we're going to go to SS Power now, and we can do automatic requests while we're there. Now, our Fulgora is still having a bunch of issues, so I don't know what I should do about that, whether I should go and fix everything now, or whether we should do that next episode. Let me just decide. We've got a bunch of accumulators, so maybe we can add the accumulator base. Yeah, we can go over to Fulgora, we can bring a bunch of accumulators, we can fix this problem for good, because we've got a lot of science to do. And at the moment, nothing's being researched. So yeah, that's bad. I'm going to maybe cancel this research and get it back doing other stuff. Now that we've got this stuff, we can start doing like plastic productivity, rocket fuel productivity, getting all our productivities up. Can obviously do not flammables, but stronger explosives would be nice, but it's already at 7. What's this at? 5, 6, 7. Yeah, we'll get some research going, because there's no point waiting around doing nothing. Get you to drop me off at Nauvis, and then you can continue your shipping things. I'm going to use up some of my agricultural science, otherwise it's all just being wasted, right? Alright, we're back on Nauvis, but we're going straight onto SS Fulgora, and we're going to ship 100 productivity modules to Fulgora, and we're going to set up some new mines, set up some new accumulator base, all that good stuff. I just had to delay our travel a little bit because I was missing 2 inserters here. That's why my ammo is being produced so slow, and it's not getting its 400 ammo to go. But that's all fixed now. We've got some stuff ready to go. Should have probably brought like 100 more accumulators with me, but it's fine. We'll set up whatever accumulator excess that we have, and we will go from there. I just wish my Fulgoran setup ran exactly like it did in testing, then I just have extra accumulators. That's what I was picturing in my head, because during testing, we always had an excess of accumulators, and we were using up all of the pink ore, right? But for some reason, the holmium ore here is backing up, and we're not getting enough batteries into the system. I'm hoping that's just because of the amount of scrap we're pumping in, because we're not pumping in the full amount of scrap. It's not coming out with the correct ratios. So yeah, I don't know if that's true or not, but we'll find out. First thing we're going to do is build a lot more lightning accumulator things. So we're going to extend it by an entire sort of row or column or what have you. Maybe not there, because we want to mine there, but maybe we can expand this way. We're not going to worry about things being pretty for now. Oh, I need my drones. Where's all my drones? I stuck them somewhere in one of these. I need like my 50 construction bots, otherwise I can't do anything. We'll just do like a few more. I think I can only afford these. I don't know how many accumulators I actually have, but each bay is about 80, I think. Oh, I really need those storage chests. If I make a yellow chest, will everything just suddenly break? Not like a no steel. Excellent. I swear I'm going to put down one yellow chest and the whole game's just going to break. Watch. Oh, nope, it worked. Fantastic. Let's calculate how much power we're storing. We're getting about nearly 8 gigajoules of stored power. So let's see if this is enough. We've still got enough for maybe 2 more of these bays. I don't want to go too overboard. Like, there's no point going like too crazy, right? Now, the next thing I want to do is fix my scrap output. So we need our mines. I cleaned up some mining drills just to reclaim some speed module 3s and such, and just merged all these belts from this area into just a singular belt, because it barely satisfies one belt, and we're going to sort out the other side's belt now. We'll use the entire scrap pile from the south side, and we will get that sorted. So we'll go down from the south, we'll grab the mines over here. I don't even think this scrap pile, it's a 400k, it's actually alright. Let's see what I can do. I've set up this side, so here is way more than a full blue belt. So we should be good. We only need 30 per second to feed the scrap machine, a little bit over 30 per second, but should be all good here. I'm going to grab the belt and I'm going to bring it back home. Alright, we've got a full input belt of scrap on both sides. These machines should be working at maximum now, so we'll see how everything goes. Alright, I made a setup to very slowly make modules. Let's have a look at our base platforms. So McFlora, yep, you're still waiting for Did you drop my accumulators off? Did you request accumulators? 300 accumulators, where are you? You must have dropped it off, surely. Oh, we got 300 more accumulators, because we're constantly having power outages here. Anyway, I'll go through what I've quickly set up. So we've got our 2 new belts, obviously, and our 2 new belts are now getting these to process at max speed. I've moved the red processing out here, so it should function almost exactly the same way. The only difference now is that the red circuits are being sent off as priority over to this side, where they're getting turned into quality modules. So I believe we've already made 1, maybe? I don't know, it takes forever to make it, but we're in no rush for this. We can let this slowly make with the background, in the background, because I don't want this to be like taking over the main process over here, which is to make electromagnetic science. So we want to make as much electromagnetic science as humanly possible, and then with whatever extra we want to make make the quality modules, and then we'll just manually ship quality modules over when time to time whenever we can. We don't want to like do a constant stream yet or anything like that. Just want to get them going for now. I could always make these back at home as well, don't have to do it here. I could just send the superconductor itself. And I don't think these need to be made on a particular planet. Great. So we'll do that for now. Obviously our holmium ore is a big problem, but that's fine. I'm hoping with these, when I've finished this electrical circuit, everything will sort of make it a little bit better. But we'll see very soon. Need to move the power somewhere else, such that I can move this out of the way. So you can see how fast it drains, right? At the moment, we don't even have enough for whatever, however long it is now. So let's get some more going. I feel like we're not even close to the right amount of accumulators. I don't know if I have like just really poor accumulator efficiency or what it is, but like in testing, this was perfectly fine. I wouldn't think you'd need this many more accumulators to get it working. Like if I needed 1 or 2 more of these bays, or like 20% more, then that makes sense. But I feel like I need to double what I had in testing just to get this damn thing to work. So I'm storing 8.6 gigajoules now. Let's see if it fully charges. The other thing is we can look into this more efficient lightning rod thing. I believe we definitely have some electromagnetic science. So we can definitely get this lightning rod going, and maybe this will help a lot more. We can definitely make these. Yeah, I don't know. It says it covers a larger area and it also attracts more lightning. But the reason why I'm hesitant about that is because getting to the 8.6 gigajoules overnight is not our problem at the moment. We get a full charge by the end of the night cycle. The problem is during the day cycle, all 8.6 gigajoules is drained. I understand why, and I don't know if that's just because of the extra power that I have not producing the stuff, but let me try, and like I need more accumulators basically. I need more accumulators to send into this system so that I can test whether when the accumulators are fully backed up, then all my issues are resolved or not. At the moment, definitely not, because yeah. So we've fixed the input ratios. We've maybe fixed some of the power. So now all I have to do is test if my accumulators are fully backed up. Will it solve all my power issues? Because when my accumulators are fully backed up, the water will be sent into here, right? And start powering some stuff. At the moment, none of this has been doing anything. So maybe that's what it is. Hey, I got an achievement for crafting my first quality 3 module. Hooray. So we'll let that do its thing. I don't think it's lacking anything. It's just taking its sweet time, which is fine. I haven't got any speed modules or anything. I'm lacking so much power. I don't want this to draw even more power. But inevitably we'll come back and we'll beacon this setup or something like that. Okay, adding the extra accumulators did nothing because this thing just ate all the accumulators. Holy crap. That's crazy. What is going on? I need to bring like 1,000 accumulators and just like top up this system and get it backed up on accumulator. And then when it's struggling for holmium, that's when everything's gonna work properly, right? Okay, so look, we've still got not enough power. But I think it's getting better. 8.6 gigajoules is still not enough. I mean, ideally, I'd like this system to function without the need of these. So it's just a balance of adding more accumulators, basically. This thing's just waiting for bloody these things. Do I not have any more speed modules in here? I need speed modules to get this thing crafted faster. Yeah, these things are working the damnedest. I don't need speed modules on there. Oh, the lightning collector is done. So if I add a lightning collector, will this magically just work? I'm gonna build one up here maybe. Do I have any more electromag plants left? That's the question. I'm only using 3. I think I had like 1 more spare one left. Did I not have any more left? I had exactly 4. Okay, I have to build, let me sort this out and let me give it a go. Alright, I think I've finally fixed Fulgora, but in a very unexpected way. So no matter what I seem to simulate, this works very differently from testing. So when I was testing this system I built in the test bench, the limiting ingredient was this, holmium ore, right? So we would back up on accumulators. But in reality, the more I observe this, the more I realize our limiting ingredient in this system is actually batteries. I don't know why that's the case, but okay, so be it. What that means is a few things. One, we're never going to have enough water in this system to power this. So this system before over here, all these turbines, they were designed to use up the excess water so that the ice never backs up. Well, if holmium is not the thing that's backing up, then we're always going to be creating sulfuric acid, which will always consume the excess water to just make a few more batteries to help the system out. That's fine. We just have to adjust accordingly. So if holmium ore is no longer the limiting factor, it needs to be destroyed, the excess, whenever there is like a tiny bit of excess, it needs to be destroyed so the system doesn't back up. Sure. And our thing is now producing, if we look at the 10-minute average of science, it's doing 1.5 per second. I'm happy with that. It's good enough. The other implication that there's no extra power in this system simply means, well, we just need triple the amount of accumulators. So I've put more accumulator bays down here, more accumulators bay up there, and we've got 13 gigs of power now. And that drains throughout the day to about nearly 0, and then it recharges during the night. The other thing that I've done is obviously I've set up these quality module things. So this will just slowly produce quality modules. I don't really care that it's like slow as hell right now because I'm not touching quality for a while. Maybe by the time I touch quality, I'll have like 100 quality 3 modules, and that should be enough for me to test on. Then we can come back and expand. The other thing I've been doing is making these lightning collectors. I thought maybe they'd be better at stuff, but I think the only difference is that these guys are a little bit more efficient at collecting the power. But once again, charging up the accumulator at night is not a problem. We're always getting to the max charge. So if that becomes a problem, we can use the lightning collectors instead. They don't seem to be much better than the normal lightning rods, so I don't really care. Yeah, and that's all sorted. The next thing that I sorted was my spaceship. So they were all kind of struggling a bit for like specific asteroids and things like that. Well, even Fulgora at the moment is running out of regular asteroids. But basically in flight, they're getting a lot better at doing stuff because I added just some more solar panels and just made everything a little bit tighter and better, I guess. Yeah, so nothing major. SS Power is probably the best example of what I've done. I got an extra asteroid collector in here, but I'm not sure how I'm gonna weave it into this system at the moment because I don't have enough space to like jump the thing over and get it to actually go into the asteroid crusher. But yeah, maybe I should do that because it's actually running out of asteroids. 1 second. I was gonna say this one asteroid I'm still experimenting with what is needed on the ship. So like carbonic asteroid is obviously perfectly fine. Ice asteroids is starting to struggle a little bit because of the constant travel time. So I've kind of like given more time passage between travels so it doesn't travel as often because it doesn't need to, right? Like let's look at SS Power for example. SS Power is limited by Gleba. And Gleba is limited by its ability to produce rockets. Every time we go to Gleba, we need to ship 3 rockets full of stuff, right? We need to ship the flux, we need to ship 2 rockets full of green science. So it's limited by the ability to produce 3 rockets. So when we get back, we've got to make sure at least 2 rockets are ready, and then it waits around for a 3rd rocket. Fulgora is obviously limited by our slow production of pink science, right? We never have 2000 pink science ready. So instead of constantly traveling back and forth and burning through all the iron, it's better off just waiting around at this. Wait, that's Fulgora. I've got it on a like 600-second wait timer now, so that, you know, like even with a 600-second wait time, you can see it's going to Fulgora now. It just started going to Fulgora. And if we look at Fulgora, we're not even ready with our science packs yet. So we're just going to adjust the timing so they can travel less. Before it didn't seem to matter, but now traveling a lot seems to be not that good. Makes sense. SS Raimi has been fixed, the belt. You can see I've got belt readers everywhere so that it puts the correct amount of asteroids in. And I think in terms of asteroid counter, Raimi is now the leader of how good it is in terms of asteroids. So yeah, anyway, I sent this to Fulgora to pick me up right now, so I'm gonna go. We gotta go to Vulcanus. Vulcanus is having issues, having power issues of all things. It makes no sense that it's having power issues. For some reason, the sulfuric acid isn't pumping enough to get power going. Like, I don't understand why. I don't know if it's the accumulators or like what's happening, but the power is really struggling because all the steam here is being consumed, and for some reason the sulfuric acid things just aren't pumping. Even though it says target full, it's not actually pumping. I don't know what the heck is going on, but the sulfuric acid is trickling, fluid ingredient shortage, and over here none of my pumps are working. Target is full, low power. Yeah, target is full. Okay, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna come here and fix whatever issue this is. Oh, this thing has been disconnected. Why? What the heck? Some pipes are like missing suddenly. I don't know why. Super weird. But anyway, I'm gonna come here and fix all these issues, and then I'll be back. So we're gonna take Raimi and we're gonna head over to Vulcanus. I was like, why is my orange science not transporting? And I looked over here, and these rocket parts are producing at like 1 part per whatever, because nothing's actually running over here anymore for some weird reason. But we'll fix it all up, and I'll be right back. I connected the sulfuric acid pipes, and now everything seems to be okay again. I don't know what happened. Like, they can't be destroyed, right? I must have never connected these pipes. They all look like they're all part of one network right now. Is there any way for me to tell how much sulfuric acid is in? They all look like they're pumping now. This one's not pumping. So yeah, there's still like some minor glitches in my system. Oh man, let's just make sure all the pumps are actually pumping, because we need more sulfuric acid than this thing provides. Now, we do need to do a long-term solution to this whole issue at some point. Namely because this isn't going to last forever, right? So we need to definitely get this going properly. Like, either we can find another vent. Like, this one's not even connected to anything. Good that these things produce 800, but if they're not connected and not pumping, then what good is it, right? Anyway, that's my bad. But eventually we're going to need to find another sulfuric acid thing, right? What are these called? Sulfuric acid. Is there one in the vicinity? Ah, there's another 2500 over here. So we'll need to clear out this demolisher worm and pump more sulfuric acid into this system. It's not a big priority at the moment, just because we've got so much orange science at the moment, and I don't even know what to do with it. So yeah, we're kind of okay. I don't really care about Vulcanus anymore, but eventually we're going to need to come here. And if you look at productivity 4, sorry, logistics 4, belt. Yeah, here we go. These ones. Why is this called it? Turbo transport belts, right? These things can only be crafted on Vulcanus. So we're going to need to do this here somehow, right? We're going to need to make like more blue circuits and all these other fun stuff to create a little factory to build this. We're nowhere near requiring a belt that transports things at 60 items per second yet. We don't even have anything running at blue belt speed, to be fair. So it's not going to be for a while, but when we come back here, we'll hook up new sulfuric acid, get all this functioning properly. But at the moment, it seems to be fine. I just look like it's got so much orange science. But yeah, this is going at maximum now, which is great. So everything should be good. I'm going to jump back off the planet and we'll go back home. And hopefully everything else is working now. Alright, we'll see you back on Nauvis. Now that we've fixed all our interplanetary problems and all our spaceships, it's time to turn our attention back to Nauvis. You'll notice that Nauvis is looking really good at the moment, and what I mean by that is if you look at our blue circuits, it's all backed up here. We're producing these like pretty much at maximum speed, I think. What are you guys missing? You guys are missing red circuits. Okay, well, yeah, you're throttled by red circuits now instead of blue circuits, which is a good sign, because red circuits we can solve a lot easier than we can solve blue circuits at the moment. But look at all our productivity and speed module 3s. We got so many of both, which is fantastic, because we're going to need them to boost our Nauvis production now. But before we do that, you know, I probably cut through all this footage. So all those fixes that you saw in this episode, you've probably seen in like 15 or 20 minutes of footage. But in fact, it's taken me a couple of hours to sort of travel between all my planets to review. I added all the defenses to Gleba. I went to Fulgora and solved all our power issues over there and fixed some random bugs on Vulcanus to make sure everything is working nice and smoothly, right? And that's probably, you know, that's a lot of travel time, which I probably would have cut through in the video. But it's taken 4 hours, and like in that time, a lot of stuff has researched. If you can notice over here, we're researching like Aquilo now, and we've pretty much researched all the electromagnetic science, non-renewable stuff, non-infinite research. I mean, we've pretty much done all that. So it's time for us to reward ourselves with something, I think. And I'm going to reward myself with a mech suit. We're going to figure out how to build one. It doesn't look like it's specific to any particular place. Now, all the materials for the mech suit appear to all be on Fulgora. So maybe I need to do one last trip to Fulgora. So where's my SS Fulgora, McFulgora face? Let's go on another trip to Fulgora, make ourselves a mech suit, and then let's see if we're allowed to bring it back. Surely you can wear a mech suit back or something? I don't know. We'll find out. Alright, I've landed back on Fulgora. I've gotten the items all required to make our mech suit. So it looks like it's the next iteration. So let's make it. Oh, it takes ages. Now the Mark III batteries are pretty cool, but it needs super capacitor. So I might, whoa, I'm so slow. Because I have no power in the mech suit. Let me put some stuff in there. So we just put all that old stuff in there. Look at this equipment grid. It's absolutely massive. We can put a lot more lasers in. We could put more walkers in if we need to, but do we need more walkers? Actually, not that big. It's a little bit bigger compared to the old grid. It's not like super massive or anything. Yeah, but we can get better roboports now. Like we can get 2 roboports Mark II. That's the thing I wanted to check. Does this need anything special? Superconductor and processor units. All right. So I should probably make this here. Let me do that here because I don't want to transport 100 processor units. I'll be right back. Oh, that's so cool. I can walk over things. Like, it kind of flies. I can just, like, walk over cliffs and stuff now. Amazing. That's so cool. Cool. I think that's the main feature of it, is it? Anyway, I'm trying to make some roboports, so I don't have to make the stuff over there. I might make a couple of Mark III batteries. 250 megajoules, so it's 2.5 times one of these. Okay? But I need a lot of batteries, so I'm going to have to borrow some batteries over here. I got my roboports, so let's chuck in our 2 new roboports. We've got plenty of room now for other stuff. This will let me do 60, right? It's 25 each. Perfect. So that's 50 robots at any given time, and it takes up less of an inventory grid. We probably need a second fusion reactor, so I'm just going to make some batteries. We've got 2 Mark II batteries, but we probably need a lot more. I want to make the Mark III battery here because it requires so many components from here. Well, it requires supercapacitor, but supercapacitor's over here. I think if I just make 2 Mark III batteries, that should suffice us forever, right? Surely. Taking so long to make the damn Mark I batteries, I just stuck it into an assembler. Because we need to make like 21 of these stupid things. Making my first one, and then I think just 1 more. I think 2 is more than enough, surely. Alright, here's our 2 new batteries. I think I want 1 more fusion reactor here. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And then I guess we just fill the rest with lasers. Don't really feel like we need anything else. It isn't as amazing as I thought, but it's pretty cool. Is it faster? I feel like I'm faster. I don't know. I can't really tell. But the fact that you can run over stuff is super handy. I was getting like stuck over here in my factory before. But I think that's it. Let me drop off the rest of the stuff and we can head back home. Why can't I travel to space platform? No platforms orbit overhead. Where did you go? Damn it. You just arrived back. Why did you leave? What? What the heck? It left me. When didn't I disable the thing? Whatever. Anyway, I'll meet you guys back at Nauvis with our brand new mech armor. Fantastic. And then we'll go fill up the rest of these slots with something, I don't know, lasers or something cool. Yeah, my spaceships are just having like wildly different experiences. Like this spaceship, I got rid of the ice part and now I've got like way too many of these. Alright, so if I get rid of this and make it ice again, will it work? I don't know. Make some space for ice asteroids. So crazy how like every single spaceship design I do is like slightly different. It's crazy. Remember we had this set up so that the ice works, like comes from this side, and now it's like all screwed up. Crazy. I don't understand what the deal is, but whatever. I think for stable, yeah, it's really weird sort of how it works. I'm not really sure what the best design is. I feel like now going back to the old design is the most stable. The one that I have for SS Raimi is like kind of the best. But let's see, with this second ice collector, will it be a bit better? This one metal collector seems to have generated all the ammo in the world, so it doesn't seem to need to get any more ammo. But anyway, I think I'm back. So let's drop back to Nauvis and go fix our problems back home with our new mech suit. What should we do with the mech suit? I'm thinking for the end of this episode, let's just fix our local. Since we're in like a problem fixing mode, instead of starting something new this episode, let's sort out Nauvis. So I was thinking, let's go claim ourselves that old iron mine over to our left so that we get our 4 belts of iron. And let's go find a new copper mine and go claim that as well after I fill out my equipment grid. But first I gotta fix my spoilage issue here because I've got so much spoilage on this belt for some reason. We definitely don't want that. There we go. Now agricultural science should start going again. Fantastic. And we can actually start researching. So stupid how that happens. Well, it's not stupid. It's my own fault, really. So there's a few things that we need to do. Let me fix our equipment grid first. So we need to add another fission reactor. Yeah, we definitely need copper. Look at this trickle of copper. It's like really bad right now. Maybe we'll do copper first. Iron seems to be okay, but we will add a 4th belt of iron just for future purposes. Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. Did I make a fission reactor thing, or is that like gone now? I don't think I have something that makes fission reactors. Let me get my personal logistics back on and let's start just making stuff. I think I will just have a permanent thing that makes fission reactors somewhere. What does a fission reactor need? Because I don't think we're going to fusion anytime soon, right? So fission reactor is going to be useful. We'll just have it manual. Well, it's all this stuff. So we'll 750. That's like too much. Don't want to make like 200 fission reactors. Bring me some blue and get it started. How much blue does it need? 200. Okay, it needs quite a lot. So we probably don't need like 750 at any given time. Whatever. It can make whatever fission reactors it makes. It doesn't matter. We're rich on blue circuits here anyway. It's not a problem. Alright. Add one more to our thing because for some reason fission reactors kind of suck. And we won't have access to the fusion reactor anytime soon. So I want some personal laser defenses as well. I think I need laser turrets for that or something. Let me figure out how to build that. Oh, more blue circuits and low density structures. Oh, we've got those here. Should we just fill with laser defense? 3 more? I don't see anything else I need in this thing. I don't want any shields or anything. I could probably fit more legs, but I don't really want to move any faster than I'm moving now. We'll just do 3 more lasers. Now we have 7 lasers. We'll go out there with our Spidertron and go wreak some havoc. So the next thing I want to make for the Spidertron is some better shields. Remember we were on Mark 1 shields and they were terrible. So let's get a thing to make shields. Did we have a thing to make shields? Is there any way to like better track what all this stuff is? I really need to redesign my bot mold so that everything is organized instead of making like ad hoc things every time I need something. I've even run out of space in my bot mold to like do stuff. I literally can't fit it in anywhere. Yeah? Steel and red circuit. I think I can fit it here. Personal shield Mark 1. That needs steel and red circuits. And we need quite a few of these. So I'm going to put them into a box. Because each one makes 10 for a Spidertron, right? Let's bring our Spidertron over. Hello, Spidey. It's been a while. Let's jump in the Spidertron and we will... Oh, I can be in a mech suit inside my Spidertron. That's just hilarious. Alright, let's have a look at the Spidertron's grid. So we have 4 energy shields. We'd like 4 red energy shields. So we're going to need like 40 of these or 36 of these. So it's going to take a while. We can borrow some speed 3 and make this go a little bit faster. There's our first 10. So let's make one. Wow, that was really fast. Researching planet discovery Aquilo. All that backed up science. It's good to have that many labs. Let's have a look at my labs. They must be going off. Not really. Only half is activated. Also, I don't even have productivity modules in this half. I never thought I'd need that many productivity modules, but apparently I do. But it's fine. This is low priority. I don't have that many prod 3 modules to shove into all of this. I want to go do my mining first for copper. Need 4 belts of copper. I got another 2 ready to go. And the last one we only need 6 because we've got 4 in the actual Spidertron. So let's take out these shields. Shove them in here so I know. I need 2 more. Great. Fantastic. That's our 4 new shields now. I'm going to go take these shields for a spin and clear out some area to the copper mine. How's our power situation back at home? We're taking about half of the 930 we're generating. Doesn't seem like that steam issue has reoccurred ever again, which is good. Alright, let's chuck in our new Mark II shields. Is there Mark II walkers at some point? I think there was a exoskeleton. No, there's no Mark II exoskeletons. Exoskeletons are just exoskeletons. Fantastic. Now we have better shields, so we can go figure out where the next copper mine is. Let's just use the search function. So I think the closest one is up here, but there's only 360. What? That's nothing. It's like our old copper. So we have copper ore over here, but this one's draining out. We've pretty much drained it. There's still 2.2 mil in this one. I think it started at 4. But I think this is our main new copper thing. So we can bring it in by train through the river if we wanted to. Or, I don't know, should we go through the river? I suppose, better than going up and out. It's more direct, right? Or is it more direct? Or it can follow the same train line as this and intersect it. Can do like an intersection around here. I don't know. What's better? So many decisions. It's so far away. I wonder if the train can keep up. We might have to like figure out trains and stuff properly. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to go and clear out all of these gigantic nests first, and then we can decide. Looks like we finally run out of agricultural science. What? Oh no, look at all this crap in my... Gotta dump some of these stupid asteroids. Anyway, let's keep going. I wonder what happens when a train runs into a Spidertron. Does it just like instant die? I don't think 1 batch of ammo is going to be enough for this, by the way. So we're going to have to like get more ammo. But we can test out our new 7 lasers on ourselves, and we can test out our new Spidertron shields. Hopefully it's a lot better. The shields aren't that fantastic. So this is the main one guarding the copper mine. So I got to turn off auto shoot because it's wasting all my bullets just killing these dudes. Hold on. Alright, no more auto targeting. We can run around and just kill the things ourselves, but we'll use all our missiles to kill the actual stuff in the base. This is much, much better. And then as they chase us, they're just going to slowly die to our lasers, right? There we go. That was a much faster way to clear out the nest. Even my personal lasers take forever to kill these things. Can help out with a couple of bullets, missiles. Oh, dear. We got caught in the slime. Alright, that's fine. We need to clear this kind of whole area a little bit because they're gonna be in the way of the train tracks, right? So I reckon I should run my train tracks out and to the left this way. So we run our train tracks this way. That means we need to clear the spiders over there. So I need more ammo. I'll be right back with more bullets. Alright, everything's restocked. Back to cleaning up the biters. Alright, retreat to the wall and take a quick repair break. These biter things are absolutely massive these days. Alright, it's that massive nest cleared out. Let's go clear a little bit around the actual copper patch, and then we'll start getting the train and stuff over. I think we're pretty much at 100% biter evolution. The biters aren't getting any stronger than this, which is good because we're going to get stronger with more laser defense and whatnot. And our planet Aquilo discovery is almost done. And this place is now cleared. So I'm going to start laying some train tracks and stuff. Oh, I didn't bring any of my train stuff, but that's fine. I'll grab my train stuff and we'll start laying the track and the foundation for getting this done. Maybe I do need to clear out this south one too. Oh, I'm only got 50. I don't have many bullets left. I used up like 2,000 bullets doing this. Oh, let's pick a new research before we do that. Hopefully we don't die picking research. We've done pretty much all the non-renewable stuff. Lithium processing. I'm guessing all of this stuff is now going to be related to Aquilo. So we can focus on doing some stuff that we really want, like blue chip efficiency. So like 5 levels of that would be fantastic. Mining levels 8, and we can probably do some steel efficiency as well. Steel will probably be a thing at some point. I'm going to try to clear out this nest with what little rockets I have, but probably not going to finish in time. Oh, kind of. We've got some behemoth worms. They're really painful, but my shields are holding. Oh, I love these new shields. They're so good. Alright, fantastic. most of the stuff is cleared out now, so we should be able to, we should be safe to run a rail now. And there's also a stone patch here in future if we need one, but I don't think we need one right now. Let me just clear the tiny little bits. Like one worm left here. A little bit of, tiny little bit of cleanup. Great. Alright, copper patch is clear. Gonna go back home and we're gonna go and grab the stuff. I feel like it's kind of okay to run a rail directly here. I don't know if that's gonna create like pathing issues and stuff, but we'll see. It's still gonna be annoying because there's no entrance for a rail in my base. So even if I get the rail coming out here, then what am I gonna do with it? I don't have any space to like path the rail, so I might just connect it upwards. Let's not be complicated about it. Alright, I got all my stuff ready to go. I'll be back when all that's set up. Alright, here it is. The copper mine is set up. I decided to encompass the train in case any shenanigans happen, because you look at the map, it's kind of amongst a lot of death. Also, there's an oil patch over here, which is pretty cool. So if we need more oil, we can grab this one. It's kind of in the vicinity of this one. We're slowly pushing our outposts out a little bit at a time. Moving on, let us go and check out if, well, it looks like it loaded and unloaded because it came back. But it's a little bit far, so it'll be interesting to see like how continuous this is. And this might be our first challenge to add 2 trains into the same system. I'm sure it's doable, and I'm sure as engineers, we can figure out how to do it at some point. But for now, I'm pretty happy with what it's doing. What happened to you? I've completely cut you off. I'm sorry. Where have I cut you off? Here, probably? Here. Oh, lucky I noticed that on the way back. This train is just idling over here because when I was building the new train, I cut off the iron supply. But that's fine. That'll get going again. Now, I've got to be very careful crossing these train tracks now that there's 2 of them. I don't want the trains to come and kill me, obviously. Now, I didn't connect the logistics system all the way over. I mean, I could connect the logistics along here, but I feel like it's getting a bit far for the bots to travel from where my hub is. So I might leave the logistics. It's kind of just its own outpost. I do have a buffer chest in here with tons of materials that I could need to repair stuff. About 100 walls, 100 repair kits. I'll go and resupply this at some point, and we'll just see how the attacks go. We've already got our very first attack wave. All right, excellent. That means we need to reinforce this section a little bit. Ah, mines. I didn't put mines in. Should have done a layer of mines as well. But that's fine. We'll observe the attacks and we'll adjust accordingly in the future. But for now, let's see if we've got all the copper coming in. We do, but let's just see how we can route these. Well, what I assume are 2 blue belts of copper into 3 red belts, which is pretty okay. But I also want to finish consuming this one. So let me have a look at what's going on at the moment. Where is all my copper coming from at the moment? Oh, what's going on over here? Is this thing still pumping oil? No, I gotta check out this oil thing as well. Anyway, getting distracted. I don't even remember where my existing copper is coming from right now. Obviously, we've got our copper mine over here, which is almost drained. So we've got a little trickle coming in this way. Then where's the rest of our copper coming from? It's coming from this belt, which is what? Which is a mine somewhere over here. Oh, this thing is so far away. Is this just a mine? Alright, it's coming from this mine. Alright, cool. This mine is also at a trickle. It's only got 2 mil left. So maybe these 2 old mines can just combine and feed one. And then I'll just have my new mines combine and feed the other one. How does that sound? I think that sounds good. So essentially, what we want to do is let's try to simplify this a little bit. While we're here, right? Like, might as well just fix it all up properly. Don't need all this crazy complexity anymore. What we want to do is maybe just combine these 2 belts at the mine itself. Look at all this crazy nonsense that's happening over here. We've got to learn our lesson and do a little bit of cleanup. And by the way, this mech suit looks so cool. Yeah, we're going to do a little bit of cleanup while we're doing stuff. That way we don't just leave a bunch of mess everywhere. But essentially, like, check this out. This side is like done. So let's get rid of it completely. We don't need stuff that we don't need. This side is also done. So let's get rid of that. Deconstruct this copper mine. Let's not make it any more complex than it needs to be. This side is also done. So basically this side and this side is going to combine to form whatever tiny little belt of copper you can form. And I don't know why I needed this. I think it was for old power. So let's get the coal going a little bit straighter as well. This complex mess doesn't need to exist anymore. Let's get rid of those. That. These 2 and these 2, and that's our new copper belt. That's a tiny little trickle of copper. We want to finish that off and we'll get that going, make sure it's flowing properly, and it's just a single belt now going directly in to mix with this one. And we can get rid of all this complexity up the top. It was all trying to divide everything really fancily, but we don't need to divide anything fancily anymore. We just need to bring this copper over here and somewhere out of the way to feed this copper belt. So let's get rid of all of this. So what we'll do is we'll get belts, get the blue belt coming in like this, and get the red belt coming in like this, get the red belt coming in like this, and then inside a splitter we'll input priority this side, so use up the old copper first, and then we can just pump it in through here, and that will just feed one, and then I'll get my two new ones to feed the new ones. But we want to do this belt balancing trick that we did over here. That way, if the things load or unload unevenly, it won't be a problem. This is what one of my commenters, Power, was talking about, trying to wait for things to unload. But if you have a 2-belt balancer in the middle, it should unload these 12 boxes evenly, in theory. So we'll see if that works in practice. Make sure we feed the copper into the right bits. And similarly, over here. Let's just turn it over here then. Trying to create the least amount of mess that I can. There we go. We've got new copper going in. It's still 3 belts. Technically, I could get a 4th belt. Should we get a 4th belt? We should definitely get a 4th belt. Why not? We're in our little zone, so let's just do it. We got to get rid of this. Wait, we got to cut this out and move it. I'll cut it, and then I'll put it back in later. But for now, we need to just do this stuff. Because this is 2 blue belts, which is equal to 4 red belts, which is really good. Well, we'll try anyway. We'll see how it turns out in reality. Could be all a horrible mess. And scroll, line this back up. Is that lined up? Why does it look like it's off by 1? Nope, that's lined up. It just looks weird. Alright, cool. So our bots will build that, hopefully. Apparently we have enough rank 2 modules left over. But now the splitting gets a little bit more complex, sorry. So we did all that. It was for nothing. What we want to do is split this into 3 red belts. So let's split it into 4 first. Then if we get a red belt and a red belt... Damn, I don't have red belts. So if we get this red belt coming out here, a red belt coming out here, then all of the excess will come out here, and these 2 should form another red belt, in theory. That, if I do that, that should be 3 red belts of copper. What do you guys reckon? You reckon that's 3 red belts of copper? Should use red jumpers and stuff. We're gonna get some red jumpers and make everything easy. Ah, check it out. We finally got the full glory of 4 belts, a nice 4-belt balancer, one that I actually understand how it works. And look at that, we've got beautiful copper supply. Perfect. Now everything should be maxed out on their copper. I don't think anything's gonna have any issues with copper ever again. Well, not ever again, but they're not gonna have issues with copper for a while. We've got our red circuits going, everything's going. Look at this density of green circuits and red circuits. We can even expand on our green circuits and stuff now. So we've got our full 4 belts of copper smelters. We've got 4 full input belts of copper itself. We've got trains loading up the copper. The copper doesn't look like it's fast enough to keep up, but that is perfectly fine. We can definitely add a second train if we need to, if it becomes a big problem. But at the moment, it seems to be perfectly fine. Excellent. I think our missions for this episode are completely accomplished, and we can move on. Holy crap, there's so many green circuits that even our blue circuit thing's going. Our blue circuit productivity is up to level 3 now, so I think we're getting even more blue circuits out. Way too many. Like we got overloaded with blue circuits. So we can do a lot of stuff on our base now. And check it out, our iron is finally draining. Now that we have all the copper in the world, I'll bet you the next thing that runs out is our 3 belts of iron are going to be like, nope. Don't like that, but that's fine. That's exactly how you play Factorio, I believe. You just keep fixing the problem at hand, and then new problems will reveal themselves. So sorry about the boring episode, guys. A lot of bug fixing. No, I promise next episode we're gonna do some stuff like dealing with our quality upgrades and stuff like that. So just to check on what we've done this episode, our space platform is getting damaged. That's fine. I don't really care about that. But yeah, so we've fixed all our platforms now, so we're getting more ice, or we're still not getting enough ice apparently, according to this. But we're getting all our science back. Let's just drop this stuff off. I don't know why the ice is still not enough. I feel like these old spaceship designs are just not good enough. They're not as good as like SS Raimi, which is stuck here again. Why? Why would Raimi ever be stuck at Vulcanus? Are we short on power again? No, our power's fine. We got plenty of this stuff, and I think Vulcanus is just taking too long because of cliff explosives, because it's doing 3 loads. Yep, that's fine. I think I just caught it while it was stuck, but this is functioning perfectly fine. Now that I've got the circuit logic on these belts, they're never jamming. And how's our ice asteroids? So we got ice asteroids here. We don't have many ice asteroids here either. Oh, we got ice asteroids here. Yeah, so definitely this design, I think, is the way to go with our biggest spaceships. I think I'm gonna, next episode, make a new spaceship. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna make a new spaceship that can manufacture even more bullets, and it's gonna be bigger, and I'm gonna run it off nuclear power, because we can't just keep adding solar panels. A lot of the issue is that the spaceships aren't powered enough, so I think it's time to make a new spaceship, like a proper spaceship. No more of this like temporary spaceships to transport goods. We've got our science now. There's no more rush. The science can slowly trickle in, and now we can just do stuff. So we'll definitely do that next episode. We'll start exploring a little bit to do with quality as well, so that will be exciting, because I don't know anything about quality. Or maybe we'll do quality first, because maybe with good quality stuff we can design even better spaceships. Who knows? But yeah, lots of exciting stuff to do, but everything is working fine. I think Gleba is pretty happy. We're producing spaceship parts at maximum speed. We've got a decent supply of green science. And our new Fulgora, let's have a look at the rate over the last hour. It's been producing about 1.5 per hour. Nothing is backed up. Oh, this is backed up. Is that a problem? That is backed up. I don't have anything that destroys polymer. I do. It's getting recycled over here, so it shouldn't be a problem. It's just backed up all the way up to here. Okay, but then it's getting recycled. It's not jamming the system. So yes, polymer is not a problem. Everything is fine. Everything is working over here as expected. Spaceship parts are getting created. We got tons and tons of everything. I think, yeah, the accumulators are still the drawback point, but it's kind of balanced. Like, we're not actually filling up the pink bit. So I don't know, guys. It's just not reacting the same way as in testing. I don't know what happens if we get like a few levels of scrap productivity, or whatever that productivity I saw earlier was, this productivity. Like, what happens when you get a few levels of this scrap recycling productivity 10%? Does that just mean like more comes out, more of everything comes out, but at the same ratio? Or is that like more rarer stuff comes out of here and less common stuff? I don't know. Will that screw up all my ratios? I don't know. So we'll find out all of that stuff next episode. As for this episode, we're going to leave it at that. I think 3 levels of this productivity are pretty good already. So we might do like some levels of scrap productivity, a few more levels of asteroid productivity, so we don't run out of bloody water all the time. So yeah, all the good stuff is coming. Next episode, we are going to start doing new stuff. All right, if you don't want to miss out on that, don't forget to like and sub, and I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.